fabulous. Special shout out to Old and Smoky Spice. They had a little get together last night with their friends, and it was super fun. And yeah, some really great people. Anyways, um, I just wanted to kind of go over where we're at with. Oh, I'll just hopefully not tip this over. Uh, Queen Romana prints. Hi there. And so the prints are now done as far as fundraising. I sent $450. I tried to screenshot it, but I did put it in so far. $450. I got to add up the last little bit. I just got Liz your last thing from Monday. So far, 18 out of 20 prints at 18 people watching, as if there's only 18 people watching. So I'm just going to add it up. So I think it was $1,600 in total was raised. I gifted 2 portraits to people that were sincerely helping out with the project. But yes, so I have only 2 left, but I'm gonna keep them for a little bit because it's just too busy. So I'm gonna ship Liz's off today, and yeah. So there's $1,150 left in the fund. So I helped with $450. We helped raise for the drywall of the lady who is building the shipping container homes in Merritt. So I think that's where she lives. But anyways, that's where I donated it right to the thing. That was nice and easy. So I've got a couple people paying attention on her page and let me know when the other fundraising comes up because I'm waiting for the food boxes. I got one of the ladies that runs the Bonus uh, food box, aid box, got a hold of me, and I'm like, well, what can we buy to ship there? And she's like, we're done with the boxes. We just need them to get from Calgary to wherever they're going. So I'm waiting for that fundraiser so we can go and pay for that because I think it's almost $4,000 for gas. And what else was I gonna say? I love the date today in the Gregorian calendar. It's 13 more days, I think, and I don't know. I'm confused. I need to go reread Queen's page about how many days we're behind, um, minus how many years. I think it's. Ooh, look what that card just like. See, look at. I don't know what it is yet, but they're just like leaping out at me. So, how many years? But I'm interested what our star date is, our new calendar date when we go forward. That would be interesting. And lots of exciting people are stepping down, getting reshuffled. And oh, I love you guys healing. Oh, I have something before I do the card reading. I've been talking to a couple of people, and I'm just gonna turn my little heater on because I turned my other one down. And uh, about the last little bits of things that we're going through. So I have a friend who's having difficulties with their teenager and their ex, which is very common around this time of year anyways, let alone being in a program like the dark program of going through the divorce and a single parent and all of that stuff. So we were talking about um, like not letting your like it's hard when you're going parenting in this day and age anyways, but it's even harder with all of the things if your kids don't agree with your particular line of opinion on the matters at hand, and so they may be into name calling and all of this stuff. I just want to put it into perspective for everybody is that, if you're struggling with this through this stuff that we've been encountering with the lockdown, it's no different than parenting without it, to be honest. I've raised 3 grown men, and it was not pleasant. for the ages of, I'd say 12 to 19 for one of them. I seriously wanted to put my head in a door and slam it. I was like, why did I decide to be a parent? And now we know what we know. So I think what's going through in this last little push, especially before this commercialized holiday, is we're it's a lot of kids are feeling the stress of not being with the parents if they're in a separated situation. So that's number one. And a lot of the programs that are put on are very manipulative, black magic shit that we've all had in our lives. And like the programs of like kids beacon off to your parents, and the whole lettered community, which I'm just gonna say I was a part of. I'm not saying I went and like flipped out on people or whatever, but um, yeah. So I find that the lettered community now, and you know what I'm talking about, has made it, that program has made it okay for a lot of people to talk about a lot of things that are really inappropriate before a certain age, firstly. And secondly, it's grooming the children to have some sort of sexualized experience about themselves beforehand. I'm not referring to that other situation, but I'm just saying in general. So then it's like, well, if you don't believe how I was born, then you don't love me, and so they get all butthurt. That's the narrative program that's been going on in the underlying schools right now, like the period program, all of that stuff. That's all child grooming and part of the community. That period program in Red Deer, by the way, if you're asking what that is, it's putting tampons in the boys' bathroom in case your granny or your sister needs one. Really, it's for that one person who decided elsewhere. It's all just part of grooming. So these programs of giving teenagers and the scrolling and the video games, all of that, the wherewithal to disrespect elders. So this disrespecting of elders on a mass level, no matter, and I'm not blaming just that community or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. This is all a package deal of so many things are thrown at our children. But the one that's most noticeable in the last 2 years to me is the, like, how they're conditioning the children through like social media to be even more sexual or pick a sex before they've even kissed a person, or to beak off their parents if blah blah blah. And again, these are programs that Queen Romana addressed yesterday on our page. Some of them I think are going to be taken away when we do the med beds. So they will heal and help, I believe, help heal and balance those parts of our subconscious. If we were born a certain way and we've lived a certain way, it's nobody's business how that is carried on. That's literally what she's saying. But there is only two genders, male and female, period. End of story. Like, so those programs of allowing our children to express a part of their being, their sexual being, before they've developed their I am being, is what needs to be reprogrammed. And that's even what we're talking about right now, your I am being, and how, say, you're dealing with your family or the other people in your lives that are not believing what you're saying or anything. It's really, this is what the time we chose to build up this thick skin, because pretty soon we're going to have those people that were saying, calling us crazy, and all of these people in our circles that didn't listen to us and unfriended us and thought, oh yeah, it's not my thing. I'm glad you're into it, but I just don't need to know about it. Those people are going to have a sense of not only the awakening of the information, but they're going to have a sense of humility about all of the things that they said to you negatively. So that emotion within themselves. There won't be any necessary. You'll feel that it goes from like, oh, I just wanted to tell you I told you so, to now we're going to empathy and compassion. So turning a lot of these negative programs into positive, just keep manifesting these higher timelines where we have the correct language to use with our vibration and our frequency that are making us happy, and we're not constantly doing this with each other. And as soon as that emergency broadcast system thing goes off and we do get these our free will won't be manipulated like it was before with these programs of go get the thing in your arm or go put this on your face. It'll be like, are you kidding me? This is what it is. And see, I know I'm just thinking about my son when he was a teenager. He's like 30 now, 32, one of them. And if I had to take him back to right now and the thing went off and that awareness, when you guys would parent, you were right as a parent, and they'd get into crap and they'd humbly come to you and go, okay, well, you were right about a lot of things. That's where people are right now, is that like they're at that awareness, but they just don't know how to step over the bridge. So it's up to us to be gracious about how not only we're giving the information, but not going into the lower vibrations of I told you so and whatever else. So I think it's protecting us and teaching us too how to heal in the future and how to manifest that. So anybody who's struggling with anybody bringing down their vibes, I'm like, you're a bright light. Even people in your family can be little clouds from now and then. Everybody can be like that. It doesn't matter what we're going through. That can happen in our families, and we all chose our families and we all chose this timeline. So be very aware that you're activating your I am and shining that light, literally bright, 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 and doing the forgiveness exercises. Go yell at that person in a field to get rid of those vibrations. They don't need to hear it, but you need to release that so that you can transmute that energy into something better and something more productive. So, and release those old programs. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, is transmuting our own family issues right now into a beautiful thing. Okay? So let me get on with this card reading. Look at this. Focus and the dragon. It's about power and strength. That's really at 1313 what we're talking about. And I'm going to read these cards today because there's only two. And yeah, I'm going to use my glasses because it's a little dim in here. Focus on power and strength. And focus is number 33. I got my coffee. Oh, it's so good today. I made it really strong. I think I have a little bit of a party hangover. I was making jokes. Some of them weren't very good, but one joke kind of was a burn and it turned into a really funny joke. And by the way, when you make a joke about a guy having a vagina, I can't say it because then I'll get all these weird creepers on my comments. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think, like, why can we as women say, oh, I grew a huge set of balls? Like, no. Grow a vagina. You can produce babies. It's cooler. So I was teasing the boys every time they'd come want to check out the motorhome, and I'm like, well, you got a vagina? Okay, come on in. So it's really funny. So, oh, this is the first time on your live. Well, hello, Ashley. Okay, so focus. It's time to draw your energies inward. Oh, there you go. See, I just said it at 33 people watching too. Okay, let go of all things that are superfluous and unnecessary at time. Focus your energy on the job ahead. Do what is in front of you, no matter how small the task. Clear focus is required. Be mindful to stay in the present. Avoid looking back or too far forward. It is only staying in the true present, the now, That is the power residing in the sacred journey marker that can be used for the benefit of all. Your path is marked with the need to regroup and remind yourself of your goal, then stay in the present time and do what directly is in front of you. One small focused step at a time will place you in your destination. So, one small step for me, for everybody letting go of their stuff, go yell in a field. That's one small step you can do for yourself today. Go love yourself. Go love yourself. So that's the dragon is saying. The dragon comes to offer you its power and strength to protect and fortify you on this leg of your journey. The dragon symbolizes true power and reminds you that this infinite source is not found within your personality or ego. True power resides deep within your soul. So call on the dragon's spiritual power and strength, and you will find a vast resource to strengthen your resolve through morality, integrity, and purpose. If you're struggling with these issues, the dragon will restore them to you. Remember, the power of the spiritual world can never be broken, and true strength is found within, not in the outside world. Never mistake a gentle man for a weak one. Watch for a signal. The dragon always makes the next step clear and gives you the power to take it. Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Good, Angela. I'm glad. Angela received the portrait. You're the sister cousin, right? I hope I got that right. I try and pay attention to these things. Sometimes really bad. But Angela got a portrait of the Queen Ramana. I wanted to show you that this is the original here. That's for Queen if she ever decides to take the 2D piece of paper. Which I think is funny. Come on, you guys must know it's funny to me. But, and I never do prints. So, yes, sister cousin. Oh, yay. So this is how good the prints turned out. Like, look at that. This one's not signed yet, so I got them printed and then I just wrote over top and then I numbered them. So this one is going to go to Liv today. So there's yours, Liv. I'm so excited. I had to pull it out at 17. So yes, I have $1,150 for the fundraising, and please send me a message, or if you have my phone number, say they're doing the thing right now, send the money, because I don't have Wi-Fi in my RV unless it's on my phone here, and I only do live videos. I've got my other phone here that I do. This is my internet junkie phone. This is the one y'all complained at me at last year when I was doing my videos that it was all blurry because this camera is broken. So I had to buy the phone that I'm on now. But now we're just going to get new ones, and I hope like all of it just is magically to our, and then it's like, oh, everything will be, oh. So I'm focusing on the present. I've got a couple of really awesome things I'm working on, and trying to get all of my animal totem cards done. And Kat's going to be working on that with me, and then I'm working on her Lion Fairy book. Oh, and I'm going to drop a thing on my page today, on my Telegram page. Suzanne made a calendar that you guys can all go print off. It's a High Vibes calendar. So I'll try and share that. I'm going to ask her if I can share it today. So you can just take it to a printer and print it. And I'll put it in the group chat, and I'll put it on my page too, if I'm allowed. So it's really amazing. I love it. It shows like the donations in there. She did such a good job. So kudos to Suzanne. I love you. You're just such a wonderful Earth Mother. I told her she was my Earth Mother. Yeah, I just love them both, her and her partner. They're just magical. Oh. So, Telegram link at Raven Moonstone Art, all one word. So if you want to follow along there, there's a ton of information. I do share a lot from Queen's page, because there's a lot of people I don't think that follow my page. I lost a lot of followers. I lost over 300 or 400 followers in the last few months since I haven't been posting, like being in every single timeline on the planet. So I just post interesting things that I think might be like, I find funny. I don't, not because I think I'm in their timeline. And when I say funny, it's just like, oh, that's interesting. It's interesting that we're hearing about that now as I take a sip of coffee. So I might do another show, more of just a shits and giggles show, um, in a week or two, just depending on how far along I come with all of this and what's going on in the universe. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say today. But I love everybody. I have such good vibes. Last night was so beautiful because Old and Smoky Spice got me to do a portrait for this lady. And it was her passed on. I got to tell this story because it's amazing. It was her passed on husband and a dog. And while I was drawing the picture, his wrinkles kept moving. Like, from where I'd look and where I'd go to put them on, I'm like, what's going on? Or when I was doing his glasses, sorry, I'll back up. When I was doing his sunglasses, there was a reflection of, I think, where he worked in there, like, and he's like, don't put that in there, put some mountains and trees. So I did. I drew some mountains and trees into a sunglass reflection. And then when I was doing the wrinkles, they kept jumping everywhere. And he said, you don't have to put all the wrinkles. They kind of get the hint with one or two. So I was telling his wife that. And just the beautiful story. It was interesting. And I got to talk about my little nephew and Star, and like just passed on energies out of this 3D plane. And yeah, it was just a beautiful, beautiful evening. I never really get to see people when they open my portraits, and I just literally walked in at the right time when she was opening it. They did it as kind of this gag gift, a door prize that was rigged for her to win. It was really a beautiful, beautiful night. And she started crying, and I'm like, don't start crying, because even when I started drawing the portrait, I started crying a little bit. And I'm like, because I knew she would cry when she opened the he's like, she's gonna love it. He was telling me that too. So even see, now I'm getting a little weepy eyed, and I don't yippee. So, but yeah, I just appreciate everything and everybody for their high vibes and love. I really do. I'm so grateful to Old and Smoky Spice for being such good friends too, and letting me rent in their apocalypse shelter. That isn't what. Oh, it's interesting because you're one of the only channels left for me. Love your unfiltered truth. Aw, thank you so much, Essence Divine. I appreciate you. So I hope everybody isn't getting too bummed out or anything. I feel full of bliss this morning and full of energy. Feel like I got a sugar hangover. I had this really good strawberry tree there on my belly. I think I ate 6 strawberries. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go eat some more. They're like chocolate covered strawberry tree. It was, oh, so good. So good. Magical. But yeah, it was a fun night, and good time was had by all. I didn't last long. I'm pretty much everybody loves a party. That's why everybody loves a party. That's why they invited you. Party pooper, party pooper. That was me. I did pretty good. I think I was in and out a few times for an hour. But yeah, I can't stay long too around people who I did red pill a few people a little bit last night. Just a little bit. Gently. But when they got to come in the motorhome, this is the first thing they see when they walk in the door. They're like, well, you have no choice. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I did this portrait. It's a commander-in-chief, and she's helping people like help each other and yada yada yada. And they were just looking at, talking about the artwork, but it was my way of sliding in, as I like to do. So you guys don't worry about too much. Just love yourself. That's the most important thing. Love yourself. So I am beautiful, I am light, I am Raven, and I am grateful. I'm grateful you guys were all here today. So thank you. Love you all. I truly do.